What if I told you that this Miami Dolphins team and organization may be the softest in all of football? Sure, they seem to have the flashy plays down and guys built for the highlight reel, but you and I know that doesn't win you football games or build for the future. This team is softer than Charmin, and their problems go way deeper than X's and O's. And today, I'm here to tell you that I have cracked the code on what is wrong with this organization and why it may be time to show Mike McDaniel the door. So buckle up, this is about to get brutal. On that Thanksgiving primetime game against the Green Bay Packers, it seemed to be a showcase, the Packers organization and what they do extremely well. And you cannot tell the story of the Miami Dolphins without discussing all of the hype that primetime game with two key quarterbacks in Tua and Jordan Love going up against each other. The Green Bay Packers put on a clinic of what it means in every phase to be a real legitimate football team. Smash mouth football, pure physicality, whether it was the running backs falling forward on contact or defenders swarming the ball, the Packers owned the field. They showcased what it means to have a team-wide philosophy of toughness and discipline until the final whistle. And this wasn't just about the individual plays, it was about a mindset. The broadcast even called it out. Green Bay is built on that physicality. Not only is their GM and coach in Matt LaFleur fully aligned, and Jason Garrett even called him the most underappreciated football coach in the league, and I couldn't agree more. Late in the third quarter, they're up by 24, and they're still tackling like the game is on the line. That is what real contenders look like. Now let's talk about the Miami Dolphins. If Green Bay is the blueprint that works, Miami is surely the opposite. And it honestly starts with Mike McDaniel. He has built an offense with some razzle-dazzle, but that offense consistently crumbles under pressure. Here's the issue. The offense is dependent way too much on Tua running every play to literal perfection. And when Tua's on, the Dolphins look absolutely unstoppable. But the moment you disrupt the timing, or God forbid, Tua misses a game, the offense completely collapses. Compare this, and I've said this many times, to anyone else in the Shanahan tree. I'm talking Kevin O'Connell, McVay, Kevin Stefanski, Matt LaFleur, and even Shanahan himself have made guys like Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard formidable quarterbacks in the absence of their starter. We are talking third string guys. Meanwhile, McDaniel can't focus whatsoever without Tua, and that's not just a player problem, that's a coaching problem. And in this hierarchy of talent on that coaching tree, McDaniel feels like the lowest branch. You know this goes deeper than Mike McDaniel. It is about culture. Miami as a team and as a city simply attracts the wrong kind of guys. From the coaching staff to the 53-man roster, they prioritize flashiness over grit. And let's be real, Miami's real appeal is the pretty city, aqua blue water, the nightlife, the beaches. But when it comes down to lining up against a physical team like the Green Bay Packers or even the Ravens or Chiefs, Miami just absolutely folds. You have a group of guys who prioritize everything outside of the football field, which is why they don't want to hit, which is why they don't want to play in cold weather. That's not what they signed up for. And don't even get me started on the defense. They brought in Vic Fangio last year, which is arguably the best D coordinator in all of football, and it didn't make a dent. Personnel-wise, of course they're decent. My problem is that they lack a toughness to go toe-to-toe with the AFC's elite. And that is, of course, not just a coaching issue. That is an organizational identity problem. Now, you know I couldn't let you walk away without some criticism of Mike McDaniel's priorities and ultimately his outfits. Here's the thing. When you look at the greats like Andy Reid and Belichick and Tomlin, they are football guys through and through. Could you ever imagine Belichick walking into a game with a Gucci belt, a designer bag, or just simply focusing on anything other than the X's and O's?
Mike McDaniel, the only NFL coach who wears those kind of pants on the sideline.
This a 41 millimeter. millimeter. Niggas petty buying ones pouring milliliters. I got a zipper dog starters
on the sideline. That is, look at that. He's got his shoe game going. Like, this is not your typical head coach attire. Bill Belichick's not going to come out in that.
McDaniel perfectly fits Miami's aesthetic, which is ultimately the problem. But he doesn't fit the mold, as of right now, of a championship-winning head coach. We know what the formula looks like, and he is sorely lacking. Difference is glaring. LaFleur has instilled a one-play mindset, and it showed. Even when the game was effectively over, his guys were competing like it was tied. And meanwhile, Miami looks like they could just check out when things get tough, which is ultimately a microcosm of their offense. If things don't go perfect, things just crumble, and they seem to be fine with that. And when you compare Miami to the real contenders, it's clear what they're missing. Those teams not only have balanced offenses, tough and unpredictable defenses, but they have coaches who know how to win ugly and not just look good in wins. So what is the takeaway? The Dolphins are fun to watch when everything is clicking, but they're not built to win when things matter the most. There's just too much flash and not a lot of substance. And until they address these foundational issues, starting with McDaniel, they will never be more than just early regular season hype. But of course, that is just my take. What do you think? Are the Dolphins just pretenders? Or is there hope for them to turn it around? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button, as it of course helps support the channel. And if you want more brutally honest breakdowns like this, I hope that you continue to show up and that we can continue to have the conversation in the comments. As always, thanks for stopping by. I will see you next time.